Here we are at the Masterworks Museum of Bermuda Art, set in Bermuda's Botanical Gardens. The beauty of this place is that we got here about 9 or 10 years ago, and we knew that John Lennon had come to Bermuda and had been inspired to write and title his album Double Fantasy because he saw a flower. We don't know exactly where it was in the Botanical Gardens, but we know that it came from this location.
People will come to Bermuda and they'll say, I want to go to Masterworks, I want to go and get my picture taken by John's statue.
And hopefully Bermudians will get a renewed sense of pride in the fact that he chose Bermuda, and Bermuda really did play such an important part in his renaissance of his music.
Various people involved in the project are creating something which will have repetition. Visitors will come back to Bermuda. They'll bring their children, they'll take photographs in front of the sculpture, they'll visit the exhibitions here.
This is breaking down the freesias of Double Fantasies into basic shapes, and then from this shape I've tried to incorporate the different figures of John Lennon.
You know, I'm sitting here in the Masterworks gallery, and this is arguably one of the finest galleries that you'll find anywhere. It's a testament to what we're doing in Bermuda to recognize Bermudian art.
So when we moved onto this property, we thought, aha, here we are. We know that Lennon's coming here. Why don't we do something in his name at that time? Well, we got some objections to it, so we thought, all right, we've got a museum to build first, so what we're going to do is build that museum, then come back to the project. And that was the right way of approaching this.
We're beginning to find out a lot more about John Lennon's stay in Bermuda. It was kind of unknown. Bermudians knew about it. It was our little secret that, you know, he had come here and had found solace and found his music and started writing music after a certain hiatus. And obviously that was due to the inspiration of Bermuda.
But the main thing that I wanted to do, working on the double fantasy aspect, is to try and incorporate two figures that represent the relationship between Yoko Ono and John Lennon. One of the first things you had to think about was what size you want this sculpture to be. Something, you know, monumental in scale would be more appropriate, because ideally I want something that the John Lennon fans can stand in front of, have photos taken.
So I ran a nightclub at the time called the 40 Thieves, and in 1980 John came in one night, and you know, I saw him in the bar, and I thought, God, that looks like John Lennon. I thought, he's not going to do, what's he doing in Bermuda? That can't be, it's just a guy that looks like him. This is Undercliff, the house in Fairylands, which is where John stayed when he was here in 1980, and this is just an idyllic setting when you look out there and see the beautiful harbor, and the people that rented John the house, their son Christian showed John how to sail a sunfish sailboat, and so he would sometimes go out there and sail around and stuff like that. And of course this is the house that you know, after his night in the 40 Thieves, when he, you know, was sort of spurred up to, you know, fire himself up to say, hey, I'm going to go home and write some songs, and he wrote Watching the Wheels Go Round. This is where it all happened. This is the site that he sat out with his acoustic guitar and recorded his stuff into a boombox, and the tree frogs were up in the trees around here, whistling away.
The overall impact is a wonderful situation for the island. Our tourism product is facing certain challenges, and if we as Bermudians can connect with our heritage, even our immediate past heritage, and promote an iconic figure such as John Lennon, who visited Bermuda, I believe it would be wonderful for the island and for its residents.
This setting at Undercliff, fantastic. You can imagine. I mean, if you've already been ignited to start writing some music because some moment, you know, said and got you started, you know, which was his night in the 40 Thieves, the watching the wheels go round, the lights effects going around, the talking to the journalists, the, you know, why are you lazy, why are you this and that. So he comes back and he writes Watching the Wheels Go Round.
And so Bermuda has for the longest time known of and paid homage to the likes and the visits of Mark Twain, Rudyard Kipling, artists like Winslow Homer, Georgia O'Keeffe. There's a long list of them. John Lennon is just simply one of those other names that's come along somewhat later that has not been given his due here, and Bermuda has a huge opportunity of being able to do something about it.
To the music side of things, my good friend Michael Friesenbrook and I have been involved in music projects over the last couple of years in Bermuda with Bermudian musicians, and we thought, well, let's put this together so that we can put a tribute to John on CD, using great Bermudian talent and also incorporating people that have been in Bermuda, who've either played at the 40 Thieves or performed in Bermuda, and are friends of ours. With the tribute CD, which is going to link in Bermudians and people that have played in Bermuda, as I think I've mentioned to you before, it's just going to be a win-win situation. It's a win-win all the way around for Bermuda to honor arguably one of the great icons in music. The great thing about this opportunity to do this little video shoot and promote the John Lennon thing that's coming up June 21st, 2012. This is about unity. It's about pulling people together. John Lennon stood for that. There are very few people that have come along in the last 100 years in a musical sense that symbolized just one loveness. You know, Bob Marley. You know, all you need is love. John Lennon. That was just such a vibrant message, and I think this is a great opportunity for Bermuda, and anybody that would like to get involved in the project, please contact the Masterworks Gallery and Tom Butterfield, the curator there, and or myself, Tony Brennan, if you want to reach out about the music side of stuff. That would be great. But I think that people are going to look forward to this event on June the 21st, 2012, and I hope people will make a plan to make sure that they put this on their must-do list when they visit Bermuda.